I love drawing and painting these little botanical art clusters made up of mushrooms, flowers, acorns, and anything else found in nature. I'm going to demonstrate one very simple cluster for beginners, as well as a slightly more advanced version for you to try when you're ready. My first tip is to start in pencil, at least when you're first starting out. I like to think of my clusters in 3 different sections or categories. First, we have the front layer, which I'm going to call the base of the cluster. It's generally located in the bottom portion of the picture. In this simplified example, that would be the single horizontal leaf. Next is the focal section, most often the layer behind the base. This section will usually contain between 1 to 3 larger images. This is where you want the viewer's eyes to fall first, before they explore the rest of the picture. In this example, we're drawing in just one mushroom as the star of the show. When adding the mushroom, keep in mind that it falls behind the leaf, so we likely won't see the bottom of the mushroom. The last section is what I think of as the accessories. This is where we add in those small details of interest that make the piece so much fun. While these are often in the background layer, peeking out from behind the focal, not all of them need to be. They can also be in between the base and the focal, like in this example. Think of simple doodles that don't distract too much from the focal. Flowers with long stems work well because they can be worked in almost anywhere. When it comes time to paint your cluster, the possibilities are endless. I will most often use a variety of colors, not always the shades that we would see in nature. Other times, I'll keep my palette simple and muted, staying closer to the true colors. Consider adding a hint of color to the background, or a splatter of bold paint at the very end. Now I'm going to work on a slightly more complex version of the botanical mushroom cluster. Notice the base, which is made up of 3 flowers and 3 leaves. The focal in this picture is comprised of multiple mushrooms instead of just one like our previous design. As for accessories, we now have an acorn sticking out from between the base and the focal, as well as a variety of botanical bits peeking out from the background. The way the cluster is arranged can have a huge impact on the overall finished look. I find that by keeping my focal points not only in the center, but also largest in size, I'm creating some semblance of balance and stability. If our accessories were as big as our focals, they would be competing for attention, and we likely wouldn't have the same harmony. A large cluster of flowers and mushrooms can appear overwhelming at first glance, but I hope that by breaking them down into 3 manageable sections, you'll realize they're nothing more than a collection of fun little doodles. So, have fun, take your time, and enjoy yourself.